Hello everybody, welcome to Bolts Breakdown. I'm Jordan Bean, joined by John Spanos, President of Football Operations. John, the Chargers are heading to Minnesota taking on the Vikings, and when you talk about the Vikings, you got to start with Adrian Peterson, AP. 29 rushes, 134 yards. Looks like he's picking up right where he left off prior to that suspension.
Yeah, obviously one of the best running backs in the game today, and you could argue all time. Just a really incredibly talented runner, a complete player. I think what makes him so special is he has the size and the strength, as a runner to run inside. He's almost 6'2", 220, tremendous lower body strength. He can run inside, he can break tackles, he can move the pile, and then you combine that with his athletic ability. Very fast, ran in the low 4.4s. He has the speed to bounce it outside, has great feet, plant and cut ability, burst explosiveness. So a really dangerous runner. As you said, got going last week, and here's a run from last week's game that's going to, a couple plays that's going to show you just how talented and how complete of a back he is. This is going to be just versus the Lions last week, a run off the left side, and you're going to see right at the line of scrimmage, initially, the Lions fit this up pretty well in terms of taking away the running lanes inside. Here's a corner who's coming up from the outside unblocked, and his job is to contain Adrian Peterson. And he thinks he's got a pretty good angle on him right here. And what you're going to see is the speed that Adrian Peterson has to bounce this outside and turn the corner. When we're evaluating running backs, we always look at, do they have the speed to turn the corner? Can they take away the angle? And right here, you look at a play that initially, right at the line, potentially could have been a no gain for the offense, and with his feet, with his burst, and the speed right there to bounce it effortlessly turns it into an 11-yard run. So that's just one example. And then right here, you're going to see what makes him so dangerous, not just the speed and the athletic ability, but the size and strength. This is going to be versus the 49ers week 1. He catches a short pass, and you're going to see he's contacted right here about the 44-yard line. And then what you're going to see is the lower body strength, the leg drive, to turn it into an extra 10 yards after contact. Dragging defenders with him, really created those 10 yards on his own, and it seemed like it took about half the defense to get him down. So again, as you can see from these two plays, not just a guy with tremendous speed and quicks, but also very strong lower body, a home run type player for him.
Well, John, on the other side of the football, Everson Griffin has been a complete menace in the first 2 games of the season. Maybe the Vikings' best defensive lineman, 5 combined tackles, 1.5 sacks. What makes him so dangerous?
Again, you look at the physical tools that he has at the position. He's really done a nice job developing his pass rush skills. He's a big, strong guy, close to 6'3", 270, so he has the size and the strength. And then as a rusher, really has a nice get-off, has quickness off the edge, speed, and like I said, has really done a good job developing his pass rush tools. Hand use, some refined moves. Like you said, led the team in sacks last year and off to a good start this year. Here's a play last week against the Detroit Lions. He's there, right defensive end, so it'll be at the bottom of the screen here. And what you're going to see here is a really nice and effective spin move that's going to create a pressure and force an incompletion. And really what it starts with is his burst and his explosive get-off out of his stance. And he's going to drive up the field. And what that's going to do is it's going to cause the tackle to overset just a little bit and create that space inside, which allows him to spin back into. But again, it's all set up with his get-off and this initial burst and speed off the edge. He does a great job with a lot of his counter rush moves. And the way you develop counter rush moves, of course, is having a tool like this burst, this speed. You can see him here really drive up the field with those first few steps. The tackle's going to overset just a little bit. You see the spin move, gets the pressure, forces the incompletion, gets a hit on the quarterback. And that's just one example of his skill set and his tools as a pass rusher.